Hi, welcome to this 15-minute Vinyasa flow. Today all you're going to need is your mat, and we're going to start today in a downward facing dog. So coming on to hands and knees, spreading the hands and fingers apart. So you might notice the color of the mat and the space between. Tucking the toes under, because we're starting in this active pose today. We will start with a bent knee. So as we tuck the toes under, we begin to lift through the heels, lift through the low belly, and send the hips back in space. So at the same time, we're going to draw the belly to the top of the thighs and melt through the heels. The heels probably won't reach the ground right now, and that's all right. We're just looking to brighten up the back side of the legs. Pressing down through the circumference of the hands, we grip the mat with the finger pads, and at the same time press down through the index fingers. Firming in through the forearms, we spread wide through the shoulder blades. As we press the palms of the hands into the floor, you might find even a little bit more lift in the shoulder blades, giving you more space to press the chest and belly back in space. Biceps come alongside ears. Keep lifting through the tail. And at this point, if you feel stable and comfortable in your downward facing dog, you might begin to lengthen through the legs. Keep the belly pulling up and in as we lengthen through the side waist. We have 5 breaths here. Broadening through the outer hips. Pressing back through the inner thighs, finding a little internal rotation of the upper thigh. Closing the mouth as we breathe. We draw the breath easily and softly in through the nose and out through the nose. Allowing the breath to flood into the back of the body. In this wave-like motion up and down the spine. One more breath. Beautiful. Dropping down to hands and knees. We'll move into Vajrasana. So untucking the toes, sitting the hips back to the heels. If you have a blanket here and you'd like to tuck it in the crooks of the knees, go for it. Just taking a little weight off the wrists. We'll interlace the fingers. Inhale, flip the palms up towards the sky. Press upwards as we lengthen through the arms. Exhale, drop the hands in front of the heart as we tuck the chin in towards the chest and open the upper back towards the space behind us. Inhale, lift that low belly. Keep that length in the side waist. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale, lift, pressing equally through the front blade and back blade of the hands. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release the hands. We'll find a twist as we drop the left hand down to the right thigh. Right fingertips come and rest on the mat behind us. And if that's not accessible for you today, you can bring the hand to the hip. Dropping the shoulders down, we reach to the crown of the head on an inhale. On an exhale, we twist. Inhale, lift, creating some space. Exhale, move into that space. Just finding a place that's accessible for you today. Maybe you look over that right shoulder. Just accessing what's appropriate in our practice today. Inhale, unwind. Arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, twist other side. Right hand comes to left thigh. Left fingertips to the mat or onto the hip. Dropping the shoulder blades down. Find nice softening along the shoulders and shoulder blades, all the way up into the neck and jaw. Gentle activation of the belly as we twist around that center line. Maybe you shift the gaze over the left shoulder. One more breath. Inhale, unwind. Planting the hands again, we move right back into our downward facing dog. Lifting the hips, sending the hips back in space. Maybe this time the legs or the knees are not as bent. Finding a little bit deeper posture. 3 breaths here. Settle in to this foundational pose. Activating through the belly, tucking in through the low ribs. Really pressing the mat away with the palms of the hands to create some space. Inhale. Exhale, draw the right knee into the chest. We're kind of in this little ball here. Resist the urge to move into a plank. Stay here. Keep pressing the hips back in space, melting through that left heel. On an exhale, we'll ripple forward in this shape. Keep pulling the right thigh in towards the right ribs. Gazing down between the thumbs. In our plank, we flex through that right foot. Look at the right pinky and step the right foot wide into this lizard stance. Inhale, drop that left knee down, open through the heart, shine it forward. Exhale, keep that buck toe untucked. Lift the knee, round in as we tuck the chin into the chest. Right knee remains bent. Inhale, drop the left knee down, shine the heart forward, drop the shoulders back and down. Exhale, lift the back knee, round in. One more time. Inhale, dropping that left knee down, we look forward. Exhale, curl on in, pressing the mat away with the palms of the hands. Shoulder blades slip away from the midline. Inhale, drop in. Untuck those back toes. Settle the left hand towards the center of the mat. We're going to take the right hand and press it to the inside of the right thigh. Coming onto the outside blade of that right foot, we roll the right shoulder back and down and gaze up and past. Twisting here. We keep the activation pressing down through the left palm of the hand. And release. Ironing out that right foot onto the ground, we plant the right hand, pick up that back knee, and step right back into your downward facing dog. Moving directly to the other side. Exhale, draw the left thigh into the left side waist. Melt through that right heel. Keep pressing the chest back. So we're in this little ball. On an inhale, we roll forward into the plank pose. Gaze is down between the thumbs. Press the mat away with the palms of the hands, then shift the gaze over to the left pinky. So we might step the left foot to the outside of that hand. Inhale, drop the right knee down, send the heart forward, open. Exhale, pick up that back knee, round in. Slow dynamic flow here, really getting into the hips. And so as drop the right knee down, shine the heart forward. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale. Open. Relax through the shoulders. Lift through the face. Exhale, ground down through that left foot as we pick up the right knee and round in. Inhale. Find that open again. Shift the right hand towards the center of the mat. We'll take the left hand to the inside of the left thigh. Press the thigh away so we roll into the outside edge of that foot. Roll the left shoulder back and down and gaze up. Now, if the balance isn't there for you this morning, you can always gaze down at the right thumb. You might get a little bonus stretch as well in the left shoulder and neck. One more breath here. Inhale, iron out that left foot on the mat. Plant the hands, pick up the back knee, and step right back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward, find your plank. Wrap the triceps in. Exhale, come all the way down onto the belly. Untucking the toes, lifting through the inner thighs. We ground down through the pinky toe. Send those elbows back, squeeze the shoulders together. Rise up into cobra. Sending the heart forward. We almost traction the hands back so you can press the heart closer towards the top of the mat. Exhale, fold in. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, press up into your plank or half plank. Exhale, shift back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, draw the right thigh into the chest. Exhale, roll forward into your plank. Gaze down between the thumbs, flex through that right foot, and see if you can step the right foot between the hands. Drop that left knee down. Inhale, rise up into your lunge. Interlace the fingers on top of that thigh. Send the right knee over the ankle as we pull the right hip back. So we're moving forward with the knee, back with the hip to level off the pelvis and get into that left side. Pressing the hips down and forward. We lift through the low belly on an inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, circle the hands around, interlace the fingers. Slight bend in the elbows. Keep that heart shining forward as we squeeze the shoulder blades together. Drop the knuckles down the back of the thigh as we gaze up. So a little bit of a back bend here. Keep pressing the hips down and forward. Inhale, back off. Plant the hands down on either side of that front foot. We'll shift the hips back and peel the right toes up off the mat into our half splits. So we're not going to bend the forehead towards the thigh here, but keep the gaze past the top of the mat. Left hip settles naturally over the left knee as we pull the right toes back towards the face. Inhale, keep reaching the heart forward. Actively draw the shoulders down the back. Exhale, we're going to walk the hands over to the right side mat, finding a little twist here and getting into the IT band on the right side. 3 breaths here. Keep pulling the right toes back towards the shin, grounding down through that right heel, and imagine you can pull that heel back in towards the body. 1 more breath. Inhale, walk the hands around. Roll the right sole of the foot down, plant the hands, pick up that back knee, step back directly into plank pose. Inhale here, 1 breath. Exhale, shift the hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, fill the torso. Exhale, draw the left knee into the belly. Inhale, ripple forward into your plank, gazes down between the thumbs, flex that left foot, and step the foot between the hands. Drop the right knee down. Inhale, rise up, interlacing the fingers on top of that left thigh. So really finding a nice neutral pelvis here, sinking the hips down and forward. The left knee settles over the left ankle. Little lift in the low belly. Inhale, arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, circle the hands around behind the back, interlacing the fingers opposite thumb in front this time. So again, keep a little bend in the elbows. So as we draw the knuckles down the back side of the thigh, we want to hyperextend. We're not taking the stretch in the elbows itself. Lift through the face, open through the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades together, imagining that we're creating this little shelf behind the heart with the shoulder blades to hold that heart up, lifted, and light. Releasing the hands, arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, circle the hands down, frame that front foot, shift the hips back, find your half splits. Peel the left toes up off the mat, pulling the left pinky toe back towards the face. Inhale, keep that length in the back as we drive down through the left heel. Exhale, twist over that left leg. Great place to keep a nice bend in the knee. Gazes down between the fingers, twisting from the mid-waist and softening into the stretch in the outer left hip and thigh. Inhale, walk the hands back towards the top of the mat. Roll down onto the left foot, plant the hands, step right back into plank. 1 breath here. Inhale. Exhale all the way out. Inhale, rock onto the toes of the feet, wrap the triceps under. Exhale, come all the way down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift into your baby cobra. Find a little freedom in the heart space. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, press up through plank. Exhale, shift the hands back. Inhale, draw the right thigh into the chest. Exhale, curl yourself into this little ball. Inhale, roll forward into plank. Plant the right foot between the hands, moving into a high lunge. Here, the back knee remains lifted. Pull the right hip back in space. Inhale, rise up, arms reach up and overhead. Reaching through the fingertips. Exhale, reach the fingertips towards the back of the mat. Squeeze the scapula together, send the heart forward. Inhale, fingers drop down and then rise up into your high lunge. This time as we exhale, we sweep the fingertips back, lengthen through that front leg and send the heart forward. So we're in this pyramid shape with the belly lifted off that front thigh. Keep pulling that right hip back, sending the left hip point towards the front of the mat. Squeeze the scapula together, reach back through the fingertips. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, drop the hands down, roll down onto the sole of the back foot, the left toes charge towards the top left corner of the mat and fold into your pyramid. Just releasing the upper body over that front leg. Pull the right hip back and underneath the body and deepen into that connection on the outside edge of the left foot. One more breath. Inhale, track the right knee over the ankle, step forward to the top of the mat, Uttanasana, forward fold. Knees are bent here, grab onto opposite elbows, let the head hang heavy between the upper arms. Maybe sway from side to side if that feels good. Releasing the hands down, ground down through all four corners of the feet. We rise up, arms reach up and overhead. Draw that low belly in. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Lift through the inner arches of the feet. Inhale, send the arms wide, reach up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Finger pads come to the shins as we reach the crown of the head forward. We press the hips back in space. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step right back into your downward facing dog. Inhale here, drawing the breath down the spine. Exhale, draw that left thigh into the left side waist. Inhale, ripple forward into your plank, flex through that left foot and plant the foot between the hands. Moving into high lunge on this side, settling the left knee over the ankle. We track the right hip point forward. Inhale, rise up into your high lunge. Reaching through the fingertips, we knit the low ribs in. A little bend in that back knee to take any sort of tension out of the low back. Inhale. Exhale, sweep the fingertips towards the back of the room. Send the heart forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, drop those fingers down, forward and up. Exhale, this time sweeping the fingertips down and back. We lengthen through that front leg, coming into this modified pyramid pose. Reach, reach, reach back with the fingertips as we reach forward with the heart. One more breath. And exhale, release the hands down, roll onto the sole of that right foot. Right toes track towards the top right corner of the mat and fold into your pyramid. Always a good option to find a little micro bend in that front knee. And you can play with the width of the stance as well. You can walk that back foot in if it's feeling like it doesn't have a nice connection, a full connection with the earth. One more breath. Inhale, track that left knee over the ankle, step the right foot forward. We're back in our forward fold. Hang in here. Hands can just go where they will. Might feel nice to relax through the shoulders, face and jaws. The hands and arms hang heavy. Breathing into the back body, find a nice expansion between the shoulder blades. And let's plant the hands and step back into downward facing dog. And drop the knees down into tabletop. Sitting the hips back into Vajrasana. Hands can rest heavy on top of the thighs, or finding yourself in an easy seat. Settling into the breath, just drawing attention to the energies in the body, to the physical sensations. Finding a little space for clarity, for receptivity. And I urge you to stay here for 10 breaths, maybe starting at 10, counting all the way down to 1 on the exhales. Thank you so much for your practice. Namaste.